Hello there, my name is Santok Singh. I welcome you to another series of Dr. English. Today we are going to have a group discussion upon a fabulous topic. The name of the topic is You May Fail in 21st Century if you dot. Let us see what my students are going to fill in for all of us. Now, to begin the topic, let me explain you a wonderful small story. Once upon a time, there was an eagle. The eagle was sitting at the branch of the tree, and the eagle was just doing nothing, sitting idle and doing nothing, just closing eyes, opening eyes, closing eyes, opening eyes, sitting idle and doing nothing. There was a rabbit in the thorny bushes, and the rabbit came and said to that eagle, "Hey, you, eagle." The eagle said, "Yes, what are you doing?" "Nothing, I'm just relaxing." Then the rabbit said, "I have been noticing you since morning. You're just closing eyes, opening eyes, closing eyes, opening eyes, sitting idle and doing nothing. Can I also do the same thing over here?" Eagle said, "Why not? Please go ahead." Rabbit also started following the same trick, just closing eyes, opening eyes, closing eyes, opening eyes, sitting idle and doing nothing. After some time, the hunter came from somewhere and he removed the gun, he took an aim and shot the rabbit dead. Moral of the story is, for sitting idle and doing nothing, you should be at the top, not at the bottom. If you have the mentality, whatever has to happen will happen, you will spoil your life. 21st century youngsters should always have something in their life. They should not be wasting their time. They should be always doing something. If they want to relax, they should be at the high position and never stop until you reach to that high position. Let us see what my students are going to have upon this topic, what views these people are going to share with all of us. Let us begin. Let us see. Who's first?
Sir, in my point of view, you you may fail in 21st century if you think about your graduation is complete. There is no limit to learning. You have to learn for your lifelong. Be a lifelong student. Learning is the thing that no one can take away from you. You should be polite and humble. There is a person who is teaching you. He is younger than you, but rather than showing ego or attitude, you should learn from him. And if you learn, then you earn more. And there is no limit to learning. If you learn, then you have a confidence, and if you learn more, then you never fall in short of any ideas.
So what Angel wanted to make a mark over here is, it's really very important for all the youngsters in 21st century that we should always be a lifelong student. We should not stop learning, assuming that there is no room for development. There is no scope for learning more things. I know everything. She wants to say that you should not have ego, assuming that you know everything. There is a situation that sometimes some young people, they come up to you and they start explaining you something. You should accept it. There shouldn't be any barrier of ego within you and those youngsters. So this is what she wanted to say. Let us see who's next.
According to me, you will fail in a 21st century if you are just ordinary follower, like a ship. If your friend is doing something, you are also doing the same thing without knowing what exactly it is. So then you may fail. I would like to give one example to elaborate this point. Once upon a time, in the family there was a small little girl. He was just observing while her mom is cooking a fish. The mom cuts the head and the tail of the fish to prepare it. Then he asked to the mama in a very curious manner, "Mama, why you cut the head and the tail of the fish while cooking it?" Mama takes a pause and think for a while. Then Mama replies, "Actually, beta, I don't know why I'm doing this. My mama used to do this, so that's why I'm doing the same thing." The answer was unsatisfied. Then the curious girl goes to the grandma and he asks the same question to the grandma. "Grandma, why you used to cut the head and the tail of the fish while cooking?" Then grandma also take a pause and thought, then think upon it and then replied, "Beta, I don't know. My mama was to do the same thing. That's why I'm also doing the same thing." With the curiosity, her curiosity was increased and they all go to the great grandma. Then the little girl asked the same thing to the great grandma. Great grandma, why you used to cut head and the tail of the fish while cooking? Then actual answer came out. Then the great grandma said, look better, I was poor. I didn't have a pan to cook entire fish at a times. So I used to cut head and the tail portion of the fish to cook it. So are you getting my point? You should not be a follower like a ship. You should not follow the trend which is following by people. You should know what exactly it is, what you are following. So be aware of it. Don't follow just blindly. That's it.
Don't follow blindly is the call by Tejas. There has been a number of times the occasion that people are following the trend which was followed by their forefathers. You need to do something else. You need to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Most of the time, if you are following this thing, learn, unlearn, and relearn. By doing this, you improve your efficiency. You need to try something else because wonderful saying in English, if you continue doing what you have been doing, you will continue getting what you have been getting in your life. You need to do something in unique way. Let's see who's next.
If you are surrounded with the good peoples, then you become good. When you are surrounded with the bad peoples, you become bad. In our generation, we are totally dependent upon our friend. When means I want to say that when you are taking opinion, you have blind trust on your friend. You ask your friend what you are doing. Yes, I am also doing that, like that. Even when you are choosing the career, you go to your friend, ask, are you going to take arts or commerce? Your interest is in arts, but when you go to friends and your friends say that no, I am going to take science, then you also, yes, for me I want to take also science. When in the path of the choosing career, you take the suggestion from your friends. The friend plays very important role in our life. That's why it's very important to have a good friend in our life. How to identify the good friend and a fake friend? When you have everything, when you have money, when you are settled, then everyone is from you. When you are happy, everyone from your side. But one good friend is a friend when you are struggling for your career, when you are very struggling for your dreams, to achieve their dreams. He was on the way. He is behind you. He supports you. Yes, you can do it. He is a good friend. So I think that in 21st century, everyone can make one good friend and avoid from the fake friends. I think they will misguide us. Fake friends can misguide us. So make good friend.
So, in short, what he wants to elaborate is man is the output of average 5 people he is surrounded with. You should always have good people around you. If you don't have good people, good association of wonderful people around you, you will never be successful in 21st century. Let us see who's next.
You may fail in 21st century if you are not identify your passion. Identify your passion is the turning point of our upcoming successful future. Identify your passion and build your career. Passion means one thing you are doing by yourself. No one can force you to do that. No one can order you to do that. But still you are doing by yourself. You are doing by wholeheartedly. I want to share you with us one example. Sachin Tendulkar is a dynamic, charismatic and famous personality. He had identified his passion in a correct time. That's why now he is known as a god of a cricket world. Passion plus profession plus struggle is equal to success. If you follow passion, success will follow you.
So Anjali wanted to say a wonderful point. She wants to highlight that this is the right time for the youngsters. In 21st century, the youngsters should always try to find out what passion they are blessed with. What is the God gift they have come along with on the planet Earth. And if you identify your passion, you need to match that passion along with the profession that you want to do in your life. Let us see who's next to talk upon.
You may fail in 21st century if you are dependent on the one job, because I want to elaborate this point. Due to this pandemic situation, due to lockdown, one of my friend lost his job. He was too dependent on the job, and now he has to struggle a lot. So my message to every youngster is don't depend on one source of income, find out multiple source of income.
10 years before, if you had one degree, you had one job, your life was settled. But today, in 21st century, automation has come into existence, and as a consequence of that, many people are losing their job. So it's really very important that you should always search out multiple sources of income, rightly mentioned by Kunal. Let us see who's next.
You should not dream this small. You should always big dream, because dreaming small you can achieve it easily, and dreaming the big you have to do struggle, and from that struggle only you can get the success. Anybody can get success, but you can big dream and you can achieve a great success than any other. Always have big dreams, because dreaming big can give you a great success than others. Nowadays youngsters, they are just dreaming small. They have just very small dreams. They get success, but the success is means they are not they are only satisfied in that only. Instead of dreaming small, you should have big dreams by which you can get the great success than others. Thank you.
There was an incident. Once Indian saint was explaining people that you should always have high goals in your life. While explanation, somebody asked, "Sir, can you elaborate properly upon this point?" Then Indian saint replied in this way: "We should always have the high goals in our life. The goal should be so high that it should not be attained, it should not be achieved." People were thinking, "What are you saying?" People were baffled. And then he replied, giving a proper elaboration upon this point. He started explaining in this way that you should have always high goals in your life which cannot be achieved, because if you are trying to achieve the goal which is not achievable, you are struggling, and in that process you are growing in your life. If you set small goals in your life, then those goals can be achieved very easily. Then what is left after that? So it's really very important to set high goals in your life. And besides that, many people these days, they set their goal and they change their goal. Don't change your goal. In fact, whenever you set your goals, you try to achieve that goals. Whatever obstacles, hurdles come your way, you should accept it like the flowers. Let us see who's next.
Sir, I want to elaborate his point. As my friend Yash told that always dream big. Suddenly I remembered one incident. Our exams are around the corner. Yesterday I was studying with my friends. I asked my friend, "Bro, what is your dream?" And he said that I want to clear my exam. It's my dream. Then I told him, "It's not your dream. It's your responsibility to clear the exam. It's not your dream. It should be your goal." Then I remembered everyone is putting very small dreams in their life. I want to elaborate because I also think that everyone should put very high dreams, because when you are trying to achieve a big dream, then 10 small dreams also achieved, and you don't know that you are achieving that dreams. So always put high dreams in your life.
Well said. Wonderfully said. Let us see who's next.
Sir, in my point of view, you may fail in 21st century if you don't collaboration with each other. If you are an individual person, then you are a only drop of water. And if you are together, then you are an ocean. And great things in business have never done by one person. There is always a team to done that task. And for example, if you are an XYZ person, company, and there is another company, that ABC company. If you collaborate with each other, then you will do great business in future. For example, there is a McDonald's and Coca-Cola company. They are doing their business very well and they are very famous. So if you collaborate with each other, then you will become successful in future.
So in 21st century, if you want to see yourself growing in your life, you should do collaboration. Like Hero Honda is wonderful example about it. Hero is Indian company, Honda is Japanese company. They did collaboration and they made a lot of money in their life. Let's see who's next.
Yes, sir. You may fail in 21st century if you are not creative. Listen carefully. I am going to say one quote. Please listen it carefully. Creativity takes you to the place where hard work can't. I would like to give one example which will get easy to understand you. Suppose one boss is there and hundreds employees are there, and boss comes in front of the 100 employees and said to the employees, please do your work in the given manner only. I will not accept other ways of doing work. Then all the employees go on the Google. Yes, my boss told me to do this in this manner. They will search and they will copy, and it is not a stage to show their creativity. When the creativity comes, what is the solution of this? When the boss comes in front of the 100 employees and he said, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want the problem, I want the solution of this problem. Please do whatever you want. In the final, I want this made. Then hundreds employees thinks in the 100 different way. Means 100 creativity comes. Then boss will select those work which were done by the creativity. So creativity is very important in the generation. So be creative in this.
It's very important for all of us to be creative in 21st century. If you don't bring creativity in your work, you will never be successful in 21st century. You will be a great failure. You need to allow people to commit mistakes. If a boss, as you have given the example of a boss, if there is a boss in an organization, he wants the work to be done with creativity by the people, he will have to allow people to commit mistakes. And when people have got the freedom to commit mistakes, only then the creativity can be brought out. So that's how you can bring out the creativity. And let us see who's next.
According to me, you may fail in 21st century if you don't set up priorities in your life. You should do urgent and important thing right now, and you should postpone which is a less important thing later on. To elaborate this point, I want to give an example. A Ravana, he has the ability to make a stairs to the heaven. So normal peoples can move in a heaven also. And also, along with this, he has the ability to make all ocean to eatable water, drinkable water. But also along with this, he has the ability to make a stainless moon. But what he did kidnapping of a Sita Mata. And what happened? He got demolished. So we should set priorities and we should postpone which is a less important thing in our life, and we should do which is a urgent and important thing right now. That's it.
So as a youngster, you should set priorities in your life. If you want to live stress-free life, you need to do urgent and important things right now. Who's next?